What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, Video Game Podcast, episode number 140. I'm Jeff James. As always, with me, the incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Falls. Oh! How's it going, my guy?
That was so loud for listeners.
I'm so bad.
So loud.
Oh, my God.
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm decent. Just living the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Just living the dream.
Just
Day in,
the dream.
day out.
Oof.
All day,
Oof.
every day, baby. Also, could see us live the dream by following us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. If you're watching the YouTube version of the show, live stream or whatever, don't forget to hit subscribe and like. Also, you can spread the word. The bird is the word, but in this case, bird replaced by Diggity, to your friends that we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and wherever awesome podcasts are listened to. And man, I'm flying. I'm on fire tonight. I'm on fire tonight. I'm happy.
Fire me up.
I got a grin on my face. I'm just flying through this. Woo! Quick PSA. We made changes to our Patreon. 3 tiers. $2 is access to, I don't know why I said $2 so weird there. Sound like the guy from Letterkenny. $2. The $2 tier gives you access to our private Discord chat. You also get to support the show, which we most gratefully thank you for. The $5 tier is Discord access and a sweet sticker called the Stiggity Diggity, aptly named. And the $8 tier gets you Discord access, a sweet sticker, and 2 extra episodes per month that are private to Patreon listeners. And those 2 episodes are kind of like extensions of shows, and more in depth and just kind of shooting the crap in some cases too. Not necessarily putting a paywall behind basically talking about the news, because that would just kind of be ridiculous. But those are the 3 tiers. So if you want to check that out, go over to patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. Check that out. And with that, what have you been playing?
I have been playing a little bit of Call of Duty.
Okay.
Still dipping into that, playing a few matches here and there, and maybe 10 minutes of Tokyo Mirage Sessions before I fell asleep last night, and a little bit of Final Fantasy 14, and that's about it. I mean, in 2 days I didn't play too much, but a little bit.
Yeah, in 2 days I've played Modern Warfare. That's it.
Hey,
because I did not feel great last night, and then I think I'm allergic to dust. Lame, but
nice.
Been cleaning the server room out at work, and every day that I leave there, I feel awful and like sinus stuff. So I think it's dust. Might just be work. Who knows?
Might be allergic to life.
Yeah, maybe.
Might just be life. That's how my oldest son is. He's pretty much allergic to anything. I mean, grass, dogs, dust. I'm pretty sure he might be allergic to the sun. I don't know. It's possible.
All right. Do you want to hit us with the Diggity deals before we get into some news?
Yeah. Nintendo Switch. You can get Fire Emblem Warriors, which is like your
Warriors.
It's like a hack and slash, just fun power trip of a game for $27.66 on Amazon. On Xbox One, you can get Far Cry 5 plus Far Cry New Dawn Deluxe Edition bundle for $29.99 on the Microsoft Store. For PlayStation 4, you can get Need for Speed Heat for $35.99. Or if you want the Deluxe Edition, you can get it for $41.99 on the PlayStation Store. And for PC, you can get a bunch of different games through the Steam Lunar New Year sale. I don't think I recently purchased anything, so I can't tell you exactly what's on that sale because I don't know, but it will run until January 27th, so get in there and check that out. You leave me with an awkward pause, aren't you?
Yeah, on purpose.
Perfect.
No, I'm pretty stoked about the Steam Lunar sale.
I gotta check that out. I haven't
some good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to really dive into it to see what's in there, but
kind of not with Need for Speed. Forza kind of has my heart in that realm of games.
Yeah.
They just do it better.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pass on that. And Fire Emblem Warriors, man, that's your thing. But you already have that game, I'm assuming.
Yes, I do. Definitely a very different Fire Emblem game, but it's still a lot of fun. And it's, I mean, just a power trip. It's like the Dynasty Warrior franchise. That's what style of game it is. Just hack and slash millions upon millions of enemies. So it's fun.
Cool. Moving on with some news. Wreckfest and Zombieland Double Tap Road Trip are free to play for Xbox Gold members this weekend. So just a quick little PSA onto that. So hit it on up.
Xbox Game Pass adding a couple new games. So today, if you're watching us live on YouTube, or yesterday, if you're listening to the audio the day it comes out, which is January 23rd, A Plague Tale Innocence has been added to console and PC, and Indivisible has been added to console. And on January 30th, Sea Salt has been added to console and PC, and Fishing Sim World Pro Tour is going to be added to console.
Game Pass, always confusing.
Absolutely. And what's even more confusing is for Fishing Sim World Pro Tour and Indivisible, it didn't actually say what it was coming to, but I assumed it's coming to console. So hopefully I'm right. The other ones are clearly labeled. PC. Those two were not for some godforsaken reason.
Weird. Stardew Valley hit 10 million copies sold across all platforms recently. So the popular farming simulator RPG has hit dream indie developer numbers, selling more copies than many AAA games. The one-man team originally launched his game in February of 2016, and now Stardew Valley is available through 9 different platforms. Those platforms are, if you haven't picked it up already, Steam, GOG, Humble, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation Vita. Woo! It lives. iOS App Store, and Android or the Google Play Store. The tweet from developer Concerned Ape stated, Stardew Valley has sold over 10 million copies. It's strange and amazing to think back to when I was making this game in my bedroom with no clue if anyone would like it. Only 4 years ago. To everyone who's played this game, supported it, and made all this possible, thank you. Absolutely incredible. Imagine being you just one guy.
Yeah.
And it's
the dude essentially like locked himself in his bedroom for a couple years and just worked on this game, had no previous experience with developing games, and put out Stardew Valley, and it's one of the biggest indie games ever, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, other than like Minecraft, but I mean, it's still insane how popular that game is. Everybody loves it.
So cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that for sure. Kingdom Hearts news may be coming pretty soon? Question mark. In celebration of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, the devs did a Q&A that brought about some interesting topics. So a few of the highlights that I picked out of this were there are no plans for future DLC, and they're already working on the next title in the series, hinting that
my God.
I know.
This one took like 12 years.
Yeah.
Before it came out. That's not exaggeration. Like it literally, they announced it like 11 years ago.
And I guess we don't know if this is going to be a main game or if this is going to be like a spinoff like they tend to do, like the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 and that stuff. But basically, they're hinting that the title screen for Remind serves as a piece of foundation for the upcoming game. They also added 2 more teams to work alongside the Kingdom Hearts 3 team and the Kingdom Hearts UX teams. They said that the new title will be coming from the team surprisingly soon, which is fascinating considering, again, the 12-year span between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Just wild. And then much of the game is now unlocked for sharing through the Kingdom Hearts share function, which was, I mean, when this game launched, right at the beginning of the game, there was a giant screen that said, do not share any of this online, or it will be taken down and you could potentially get like banned and stuff. Like they were going hard after anybody that shared this game. So now they've unlocked a good portion of it, which is cool. I mean, that's something for streamers that makes it a lot more enticing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they're doing with this. Personally, I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan. Don't like poke me with a pitchfork and burn me alive. But
your wife said you're going to Disney World
this
in like a year and and a half or almost like 2 years. But hey,
Right.
you gotta walk around with Goofy and Donald and
Right.
hit
Um,
shit with a giant key.
I did try this game, Kingdom Hearts 3, and I just couldn't get into it. But I've never been a fan of the series really, so it's not really for me.
Mhm.
But I know a lot of people still love the series, even though Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't exactly what they were hoping for. But yeah, we'll see.
Interesting. I'm just curious to see how fast this next one comes out because I mean, 12 years
Kingdom Hearts coming out. Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out in November. You heard it here first.
of 2030. Apex Legends Season 4, called Assimilation, starts February 4th. So you get a new legend in this. Forge
This
is
is the
a
description.
yeah,
Yeah.
is a confident yet humble individual, and Forge uses his size, strength, and heavy-duty shatter gauntlets to batter his opponents into submission. You also get a new battle pass, so you get more battle pass, including legendary. Or sorry, you get more stuff in the battle pass. No, a new battle pass completely right
Yeah,
for
it's
this
a new
season.
battle
Yeah,
pass.
yeah, yeah.
New
Including
100
legendary
tiers. And
yeah, including legendary skins, Apex packs, loading screens, music packs, and more. You get a new weapon, which is called the Sentinel, which is a powerful bolt action sniper rifle. You get the Rank Series 3. What's new in this is moving to splits per season, 6 weeks of ranked play before a reset. You'll get an added master tier. Apex Predator becomes top 500 players. By platform. You also have a soft reset, and scoring are the same, but the soft reset is every split. Try to keep up with me here. Dive Trails will be moving to a seasonal reward model as well, but Series 1 and 2 players are grandfathered in. So a little confusing.
yeah,
Uh, gonna probably have to watch someone like stream this to kind of understand fully what's going on.
it probably would help if we played Ranked Series 2 and knew
Yeah,
what
as
they were talking
well.
about, but
Yeah,
we didn't really play that. We could probably ask good old lawyer Craig, but
yeah, we could. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not here right now.
No, he's
So
not. He's
maybe
doing
later.
lawyer stuff.
Right.
The free login gifts to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. So if you log in during the first week of season 4, which would be from February 4th to February 11th, you will receive an anniversary gift, which includes a year 1 origami flyer charm. So if you've got any ideas for cotton, please let us know. Which, whatever. Year 1 loyalty badge and 10,000 XP for your first match of the day, available each day, which that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Apex Legends. I mean,
I do really like the design of the new character. He looks pretty
yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah, he does.
I might jump in and try him
Does he
out.
remind you of anyone?
Looks a lot like Doomfist. I mean, the overall design, I think he looks similar to a Doomfist styled character.
Did the did I you know what I thought he looked like, because they had the wrestling skin, or he kind of looks like, I mean, he's got the wrestling belt and such.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
I,
that.
I
I
thought that he looks like John Cena.
John Cena. Yeah, I can see that. I guess mainly
He
just
looks like he
the
looks like a
gauntlet.
wrestler to me, just because of the
Yeah,
belt. Like,
that's
that
fair.
looks like a wrestling belt. But yeah, he looks like John Cena.
I guess I was more going for like the way like his arm works and things. It reminded me more of a
Yeah, yeah,
Doomfist, the big one,
oh,
like
it
mechanical
totally
arm.
is. It totally is
But
one like that.
yeah, no, I think it's a pretty cool design. I'll jump in, play a few rounds with Craig just so I can try him out, but and then I'll probably bounce back out and go back to my incredible backlog that I really need to get through. So Rocket League is ending support for Mac OS and Linux.
Ah,
Gaming on Macs and stuff. Official statement from Rocket League dev Psyonix. As we continue to upgrade Rocket League with new technologies, it is no longer viable for us to maintain support for the Mac OS and Linux or Steam OS platforms. As a result, the final patch for the Mac OS and Linux versions of the game will be in March. This update will disable online functionality such as in-game purchases for players on Mac OS and Linux, but online features including local matches and split screen play will still be accessible. If you purchase Rocket League for Mac or Linux on Steam, the game will still work with full functionality when installed and played on a computer running Windows 7 or newer. So, not too surprised by this. I imagine these are probably their two weakest platforms, and so they
Probably, yeah.
just
And the
they
support for it doesn't make sense, probably.
no, and it is different to I mean to support those two platforms. They're drastically different than Windows and such. So it makes sense. Kind of sad to see for people that have already purchased it because it pretty much makes their game worthless after that.
Unless they have a PC,
Yeah, unless you
like
have
a
a
Node.
Windows or something. But I mean, Rocket League runs pretty well even on semi decent computers and things. So
Yeah.
it's not like you have
It's
to
just
have
a
a
market
top.
size thing, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to have a top end, PC or anything like that to run it. But
Speaking of, just, like, stuff being, like, s shut down, essentially,
Mhm.
I don't own any of these, but you know Sonos, that company?
Yeah.
The speakers?
Mhm.
Hey, so listen to this. So they release speakers. This is totally random, but whatever. They release speakers. It fits geekery kind of into it. Last year, like last May. Okay,
Mhm.
so not that long ago at all. Okay, and they put out an update like just a couple days ago that said that those are going to be obsolete.
Really?
Like they're just not. Yeah, so basically what you can do, because the whole thing of a Sonos system is that you buy a Sonos this year, you buy the bridge, you buy, the sound bar, you buy something else, and they're all just supposed to, work together, right?
Right.
Like that's the main selling feature of it.
Mhm.
So basically people bought these things, and then what they've said is that there's not enough power, like, hardware power inside of these devices for what they want to do in the future. So these devices are simply going to be legacy devices. So you can choose to have this as a legacy device, and those legacy devices will go off to the side, okay? And they'll just be their own system, and anything new has to be in its own system. And these are expensive things.
Oh, yeah.
These are
Absolutely.
$3,000 like kits when they're
That's
built out, dude. It's
wild.
wild. Yeah. So, and then if you buy a new one and you try to hook it up to the legacy kit, from what I could be completely wrong, but from what I read on Twitter, and it's Twitter, so you never know. But
Yeah.
anyway, you if you plug the new like if you hook the new one up to the old one, it won't work with the new ones again.
Really?
So it's
That's
just it's just
that's
obsolete.
awful. That's
Yeah, so people
terrible.
are like boycotting Sonos and like saying don't
Oh, I
buy
imagine.
Sonos, all that stuff.
Well,
It's pretty bad.
that's a stupid marketing pull on their side. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
gonna piss people off is all
That's
that's
just a
gonna
bad
do.
business decision in general, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
terrible.
Moving on back to video games and away from speakers. If you're back with us, Disney has sold Fox Next Games. Before getting the story, Disney has been trying to ditch the Fox name. Um, I can only assume for a couple reasons why, um, and just trying to pull that IP under other things or take Fox. Like there might be like Fox Searchlight. They're just going to call it Searchlight now and
Mhm.
get rid of the whole Fox stuff. But mobile developer Scopely has purchased the rights to the games division of Fox that was recently acquired through Disney's purchase of 20th Century Fox. Scopely has acquired Foxnet Games Los Angeles and Cold Iron Studios through the purchase. Foxnet Games Los Angeles has only released Marvel Strike Force currently, but they are also now developing Avatar Pandora Rising, which is said to be an MMO based in the world of Avatar. Remember the blue people, not the airbender. Scopely plans to sell Cold Iron Studios after the dust settles due to the fact that they develop console and PC games, and Scopely plans to stay in the realm of mobile games. So great, you bought something, you're going to sell it again. Interesting. The most notable of Scopely's previously released games include Star Trek Fleet Command, acquired from a purchase last year, Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, WWE Champions 2019, which has actually been a very good game for them, The Walking Dead Road to Survival, Yahtzee with Buddies, and Wheel of
Hey.
Fortune Free Play. Um, Interesting. From what I remember, Disney actually rolled in Disney Interactive and merchandising is one sector of their business that
Mhm.
Bob Iger rolled two independent things together. Uh, Disney Interactive has never worked for them.
No.
It usually spins up and it lasts for 6-7 years, winds down again. They spin it back up, and
Right.
that's kind of it. I mean, they've had a lot more success just doling out the IP to other people, like example, the Star Wars franchise and IP out to EA. not for Battlefront per se, but for the latest installment or the latest game that uses
Fallen Order.
Star Wars. Yeah, Fallen Order.
I got you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a decent move. To be honest with you, I think the IP holdings of Fox Next were fine, but they're not that strong.
Right.
We're talking things like Alien, and other stuff, but the gaming rights for those things, uh, I, I don't really see it as being something formidable that Disney would really want to dip their hands into. It's also a division that would otherwise have to, you're pouring more capital into, and
Right.
you've proven as a company that you can't handle games.
Yeah. And like you said, they do best when they actually let someone else do this, but a lot of times they make the wrong decision in who to give that IP to.
Yeah.
A lot of times, a lot of the Disney games just aren't great, and it would be awesome to see, good Disney games and see them, capitalize on that fantastic IP that they have, but generally it's not the best. I mean, there's been a few that stand out, but
A lot of them have just been like, I mean, Disney IP is so strong that you can skin something Disney and it's going to sell and make you
oh
money.
yeah,
Is it going to make you a ton of money? I have no idea per your costs, but it's going to make you money nonetheless. And so a lot of people have just taken on this mentality of, let's just skin this. Let's just make a quick game involving Mickey Mouse. Let's just make a quick theme park builder that involves Disney rides, and we'll put purchases into it and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. I
it's
mean,
strong
Disney
IP.
Disney always sells, and
Yeah.
it's to an extent, it's kind of a shame that it always sells because they can get away with a lot of crap. But at the same time, I mean, it's Mickey Mouse. What are you going to do about it? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in all honesty,
I mean, I would like Disney to spin up something. I would like Disney just to go buy a game company and then just let them be and just use that as a revenue stream,
hmm
because the amount of IP that Disney has, they could hit the ground running way quicker. I don't think Fox Next was the one to keep. I think you would want to make a better play and go pick up
yeah,
something
I think
different.
that was a smart move on their
Yeah,
part to just
but
go ahead and pass that on. But
but I got to believe that the legal work behind signing off the IP takes a great deal of time.
yeah, yeah, I would
And
imagine
if you could
so.
just hit the ground running, I mean, you could really put out a lot of great things.
Right. And we don't entirely know what all went with Fox Next. I mean, because a lot of the Marvel games come from different companies. A lot of the mobile Marvel games. Um, so yeah, they got the Marvel Strike Force, which has done very well. I mean, it's actually made a good chunk of money. But
And I
I don't know what all came with that as
The
well.
Marvel deal was super
It's
interesting too.
it's a
It's
disaster.
so crazy. Like, I don't know if the video game rights fall into this, but the theme park rights for Marvel is incredible.
hmm
So the like Universal Studios Orlando can have all the classic Marvel like comic book adaptation characters and remain that still, and pay Disney. Okay. Disney cannot build Marvel shit that is of, like, let's call it the Super Six, right? It's like the core six figures. Guardians of the
hmm
Galaxy is like somewhere else, but basically they cannot build like the Elite Six anything east of the Mississippi. So all their Marvel stuff that's getting built is getting built out in California
California.
at
Yeah.
Disneyland, and Disney World in Orlando gets like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a ride coming to like Epcot or whatever. But like that just goes to show you how like weird that is. I mean, obviously, because they would be able to come in and then, I guess, it would threaten Orlando, Universal Studios Orlando. But then the other thing is they on The Simpsons, and The Simpsons are at Universal Orlando. So now, I mean, they're just double dipping and paying them. It's just the weirdest thing.
It's so
It's
bizarre.
just wild. So I couldn't even imagine what the video game rights are.
Side note on the whole Disney buying into a gaming company. Did you hear all the rumors about Disney supposedly looking into buying Nintendo? Did you hear all that?
I did, and I think
Yeah,
it would be incredibly brilliant.
I think so too, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think Nintendo's in a situation where they need anybody to buy them currently.
No, but
This
never
was
on neither.
this was
I
a
mean,
rumor
neither
that
was Fox.
started. Yeah, this is true. This is a rumor that started back during the Wii U and still just kind of is
I'm
lingering
sure
around.
they've looked at it.
Oh, I'm sure
I
they
mean,
have
they're a
too.
match
But
made in heaven.
the way Disney doesn't want to get involved in video games, the way they constantly kind of push away from it,
I
I
know,
cannot
but
imagine that. It would be weird. And at what point does Disney just take over the entire world? I mean,
right.
you buy Fox, you buy Nintendo. I mean, where do you go from there? You buy Amazon, like
Well,
it's
yeah. I mean,
wild.
look, dude, they bought Marvel,
Yeah,
and everybody thought they were going to ruin it. They made it, in my own personal opinion, 100 times
Lucasfilms or
better.
LucasArts,
Lucasfilms and LucasArts. Yep.
it's crazy.
They bought Industrial Light and Magic. They have ESPN. They have all Fox. They have a ton of other stuff, a ton of startups. They own Sphero, which is like a toy company. I mean, they own a bajillion things, so I wouldn't put it past them. Plus, Bob Iger is a G, bro. He goes in, and if he wants something, he just goes and gets it.
Yeah, it's wild. It's
It's
crazy,
unreal.
man.
The man is an absolute legend, in my own personal opinion. But yeah, that's who I'd love that on the show one day. Bob Iger.
Yeah,
Never
good luck with
happen.
that.
He'll never.
Probably
No, you
just
know
buy
what?
us.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, man. Bob Iger will buy us. Bob. Oh God.
Yeah, we're not for sale. No, you are. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just hear
Yes,
Mickey.
Bob.
You're. We're gonna buy you.
So Modern Warfare recently got a patch this week. They added a new playlist update, which added Capture the Flag and Shoot the Ship, which removes Shoot House 24/7. Bummer. I love Shoot House 24/7.
Shoot ship?
I'm not sure. Not 100% sure.
Huh.
They also added in the Ania Palace back into the rotation. 5 additional loadout slots, which is awesome because I'm sick of changing my 5 loadouts constantly. A new weapon, which is a crossbow.
That's awesome.
This is unlocked by using the marksman rifle with a reflex optic. You get 5 kills in 25 different matches with this marksman rifle, which it's doable. It's not the worst thing ever. It's going to take a little bit of time,
Probably
but
some ground war will help you on that.
yeah, well, ground war matches are really long.
I know. Yeah.
So maybe just some domination.
Okay. Yeah.
Camp your ass off.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but I mean, basically,
screw objectives. Get your 5 kills and then play the objective. Also, they addressed a healthy amount of different bugs going on. But unfortunately, the update also brought with it a couple new bugs, as updates tend to do sometimes. The new loadout slots reset themselves back to the default if you assigned anything to them. They did release a hot fix for this, and if it did reset, you just have to make them again, and it shouldn't happen again. But if you had not created a custom slot in these new 5 loadouts, you should be fine. It's not really going to affect you in any way, shape, or form. There's also another bug where there's an error prompt that pops up. If you get this prompt, do not click yes. I repeat, do not click yes. If you do or already have clicked yes, stats in the combat record will reset.
Oh my God.
Supposedly, none of this affects progression. And Infinity Ward, assures players that they are working on a fix for this, but the game is still tracking stats. And once the second hot fix goes live, which might be tomorrow, the way they kind of talked about it, it should be soon, probably before the weekend. All stats will return to normal, but may roll back to prior to the update. So a couple days, you might kind of be at a loss for those stats, which may be a good thing. Maybe go in there and suck it up for a while, and it's not going to hurt.
That's hilarious.
Kind of a weird bug, but they're very aware of it, and they've already made a statement about it, and they're working on it. So I imagine, like I said, that they'll have a fix out before the weekend when everybody's playing pretty heavily. So I expect to see something probably about the same time this episode goes up tomorrow, or sometime during the day on Friday.
Cool. We got yet another leak of the Xbox Series X prototype. So we think it is a prototype. I mean, it looks pretty official.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty solid. But the serial number on the back was visible, which is a mistake to
Oops.
whoever took it. I'm almost certain Microsoft probably bugs those things, dude, with like a GPS or something. There's
Oh,
got
I'm
to be a
sure.
freaking way. He can't connect it. The moment he's connected, he's be screwed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And one user registered it just to see if it worked,
And it did,
and it did.
which is bizarre. And the idea of taking somebody's serial number just to register it to see if it works for a Series X is kind of bizarre,
Yeah.
especially when that puts you at risk of potentially getting banned because they'll know that serial number. But
Mm-hmm.
some brave soul did it.
Yeah,
So,
and the Series X console picture appears to be a hastily taken picture just on the carpet in someone's house rather than an elaborate setup picture. But the picture does show off the back of the console, which has been the biggest part and biggest mystery for most. I don't know why, because I think we knew what the hell is going to be at the back of the console, but people just like weird stuff. So you're gonna at the back of it, there's two USB ports, an Ethernet port, the power port, okay, for the plug to go into it, one HDMI port, and a digital audio optical port, which is great. And a mystery port looks similar to an SD port, but it looks actually a little bit like a serial bus port or a serial port in itself.
a
And
lot
we
of people
believe
were
that this
saying
is for
it's
debugging
for debugging. So,
or
but
deploying.
it does. I mean, it just to get an idea of what it looks like. It looks like an SD port. It's just a rectangle. But yeah, more than likely it's just for debugging since this is essentially a prototype or
and it's got
whatever.
a K-lock hole on it too, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I mean, I get maybe for retail, sure. But I mean, like, why not just do like what Apple does and you just like glue the thing on the back of the device and it just sits? I mean,
I don't
I don't know
know.
who the
I
hell's gonna
highly doubt that.
K-lock their shit to their
I,
thing.
I doubt this is going to be something that is on the official release. I imagine it might
Maybe
just be on the
it's okay,
prototypes or
maybe.
retail versions or
Well,
something like that.
certainly didn't work, did it?
No, it did not. Whoops.
Yeah. We have no idea what kind of USB ports they are. I would assume that they're hopefully 3.0.
3.0 would be my guess.
I was kind of actually hoping to see a USB-C on the back of this.
I kind of was,
well
but
as normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need to keep a few normal because a lot of people have external hard drives and things that
but imagine
already run off.
C external hard drive.
This is true, but how many people are going to be pissed off that they have to go buy something new now?
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, just throw one. Just throw
right?
one.
Yeah.
Enough normal USB shit. I hate it. It makes no sense to use it.
Give me two of each. Two
Yeah.
USB-C and two USB 3.0s, and I'm good.
Plus, the front has a normal USB, right? Yes.
Does it?
I thought it had one in the bottom right. Could be wrong though.
I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. I mean, here's my thing. So either I hope I'm assuming the controllers aren't rechargeable. I'm assuming they're going to take batteries.
I hope they do. I know a lot. That's the unpopular opinion, but I love rechargeable batteries. They last so much longer, and you don't have to completely take apart the thing when the internal battery starts to die. Like being able to switch batteries is fantastic. You buy a $10 pack of Energizer or whatever from Walmart, and they last, I mean, days beyond what like the Dual Shock. It dies so quick. It lasts for like one session, and then you got to plug it in every time after you use it, or if it just sits too long. It's just I know that's the unpopular opinion.
Putting in like a decent battery into them, like a cell phone style battery. I mean, that's just cheaping out. So I guess the thing is, I wish that they would do it and do a proper rechargeable controller. But if it's normal USB, I don't want it, because then it's going to be a micro USB on the top.
There is a USB on the front, by the way.
Yeah, this is a standard one, right? Not USB-C. God,
right.
God, I hate that so much. Just because it's so stupid, man. USB-C and then USB-C into a rechargeable controller would be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
Faster charging, better syncing. Oh my God.
I know, and that is the popular opinion. Most people are like, "Oh, I can't believe they still use batteries." I like having batteries.
I bought like a kit, right, where it stands my Xbox One S up, and
Mhm.
I can't for the life of me find that ever online because I know you've asked about it before,
Yeah,
and other
yeah,
people have asked me too. I found it at GameStop in the clearance section
yeah.
for like $15, and I went, "That's cool," and I picked it up, and, I can just rest my controllers into the dock, and it just charges them for me, and it looks really nice on
Yeah,
the living room. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just need to not be cheap, and they just need to put actual decent sized batteries inside of the device.
I
But
think they worry
I'm
about weight at a certain point. I know it doesn't add much, but it doesn't take much to get people riled up about the weight of something too.
yeah, yeah. I'd
It's
like more
bizarre.
weight. I like the weight of like the Elite
Yeah,
controller.
little
It's
heavier.
fantastic.
I love it. Yeah, it's fantastic for sure.
It
And
feels like
once
it's
you pick
built
up a
good
regular controller, it feels weird because it's like it feels hollow,
and
but
cheap.
yeah, the Elite feels so much better. But
Huh. Is there
even
anything
the
on
Elite, like I use rechargeable batteries in my Elite because the battery packs don't fit in them, like the third party ones that you can buy that
right.
go on a dock and stuff. And I completely switched away from those anyway because after like a year of use, they started to suck really bad. But
Yeah.
I ended up going, like I said, Energizer or Interloop or whatever you use. I mean, I personally like that route, but I'm very much in the minority on that. So, we'll see, man. I I don't know. Xbox does seem to kind of stick to their guns on how they do their batteries and stuff, and it's kind of like the Android versus Apple thing. Apple doesn't have a removable battery, whereas Android typically does. I think actually lately they've been getting away from that,
Yeah, a
where
lot of them are getting away from it.
which I mean I get, but a lot of times after a year the battery starts to wear down pretty
Oh,
bad,
yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you're kind of shit out of luck if you can't open it up and just change the battery out. But
Is there anything on the back of this that you wanted other than USB-C, like on my side for USB-C? I mean,
I don't really care. I mean,
yeah.
it has everything I figured I would see. I mean, in
Yeah,
all
I'm cool with it
honesty,
all. I mean, I know some people online were peeved off that it doesn't have like the, the to and from TV port like
yeah,
the Xbox has now, but I don't know many people that use that feature anyways, so it's,
a very
whatever.
very small amount, I would
Didn't really want
imagine.
my TV guide to go through my Xbox. I'm cool. I'm
Yeah,
okay
I'm
with
good.
I'm good. I'm okay without that. It also looks like, I mean,
I
there's
just changed my input like a normal human being.
yeah, yeah. It also looks like there's no, way of, taking this apart and upgrading it or anything like that. Obviously,
Right.
they want to close these things up, and
I
it's
figured
a
they
box. It looks like
wouldn't,
a
but
tissue box.
it would be kind of cool if they did do something like that where you could buy upgrade modules later and just plug
Yeah,
and play.
I think
That'd
that
be
would just be
awesome.
fantastic. Like,
And
hey,
they
I need more
surely could
space.
do it.
I need more space, and you just slide the handle in there for a quick
Yeah.
SSD.
Yeah. Yeah, but they gotta keep them consumer friendly and as easy as possible, so they try not to alienate certain portions of
Yeah,
their
and then
user base.
someone will rip this open and make a YouTube video on how to add an SSD. So
Right, right. Absolutely. Just
cool.
solder a wire here and you
Yeah.
bricked your console.
Oops.
My bad. So the last news story we have here, Nintendo won in court. Not
No
once,
way.
but twice. Because Nintendo always wins.
Doesn't lose, dude.
So the first case was one we covered not too terribly long ago. It was between Nintendo and Germany and Norway. So the Norwegian Consumer Council and Nintendo went to court over Nintendo's blocking of canceling pre-orders. Once a game has been downloaded after a pre-order from the eShop, players are no longer able to cancel this purchase. So German courts have determined that this is entirely legal. The case has been appealed, but may not see any more movement for up to a year and a half. So I this was the one we talked about. I think it was in November, and they were hoping for a ruling by the end of the year, and apparently it went past a little bit. But this one's kind of scummy. So if you pre-order anything and have any questions about it, First of all, you probably shouldn't have pre-ordered it. Second of all, don't download it until you're 100% sure, I guess. I mean,
Ah,
it's kind of scummy, but don't pre-order things.
that's
Pre-ordering's
law,
bad.
baby, as lawyer Craig would say. That's
That's the law.
law. It's not,
Uh,
no, not that's the law.
just law.
That's law, baby. God.
The second one was iLife Technologies lost a court battle with Nintendo that started back in 2013.
Oh my God.
This is all over a Wii remote. Yes,
Yeah, but it would have been
Wii
a
remote.
look at $10 million settlement.
Yep. iLife claims that Nintendo copied their motion sensors and wanted a $10.1 million settlement.
Yeah, dude, that's like a Saturday afternoon sales on like Fire Emblem Mobile,
Right.
dude. Can't give that up.
I have never heard of iLife. The court concluded that iLife Technologies Incorporated was impermissibly trying to cover the broad concept of using motion sensors to detect motion.
That's law, baby.
The way that is written is incredible because it's so passive aggressive and petty that it's just great.
Imperfectly trying to cover the broad concept of using motion sensors to detect motion.
Yes.
So
what a motion sensor is designed to do.
Well, yes.
Yes. So Nintendo of America's Deputy General Counsel, AJ Singh, says Nintendo has a long history of developing new and unique products, and we are pleased that after many years of litigation, the court agreed with Nintendo. We will continue to vigorously defend our products against companies seeking to profit off of technology they did not invent. It basically sounds like these guys were a pain in Nintendo's ass for the last 7 years, and we're just really glad that this is over.
I'm looking these dudes up.
This is a weird one. I don't know anything about iLife Technologies, nor have I ever even heard of them, other than today reading this news article.
I see like is this really the same company?
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems iLifeTechnology.com, simple and useful apps, and then I can't figure it out. I mean, there's apps, we're creating what life insurance never had, data transparency for everyone. You know,
Nice.
the solid startup pitch there. We're disrupting life insurance.
I don't see a single thing on their website that even talks about motion sensors, probably because they had to take it down.
I've seen 3 different companies with iLife is a very, if I was Apple, I'd sue the shit out of that company.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, because it's the lowercase I before life, so it looks like it's a division of Apple somehow, you know.
Or some product or piece of software, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hey, point of the story. Don't get sued by Nintendo, or don't try to sue Nintendo, because it generally doesn't work out.
Yeah, not so much
at all. No.
Nintendo's got some pretty good lawyers.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say they're all right.
I'd say they're pretty solid in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, we're going to close the show out here. If you want to head over to Patreon, become a patron over there. Head on over to Diggity Podcast / oh my gosh, no, patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. Goodness grief. Gracious. I'm even messing up sayings after that. Why would I even do that? Thanks to those who support us and our patrons on Patreon. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast. If you're watching the YouTube version of the show, hit the little subscribe button and the like button. Thank you very much. Spread the word about our podcast also. We're available on all awesome podcast platforms. You can find me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff.
And mine is Luscious Brody, or you can find me on PlayStation at Wolverine's Cousin.
That's right. Leave us a review, guys. Helps us out a ton. To those who have left us a review on iTunes and Google Podcasts and Spotify and such, thank you so much. It helps get our show noticed by more people on those platforms. It's typically how it just works through review systems only, and through people who play it and rate it through the star system as well. And also, the most important part of it is it lets us know what you like about it and what you might not like about it, so that we can make it better. So until next time, guys, we will see you for the Wednesday show. See ya.
Oh, we're gonna buy y'all.